operations are concerned, of course, when it comes to, it's been many days now, and every hour that proceeds, the chances become slimmer of finding any survivors. Now, over 330 deaths that have been confirmed, but right now the toll has even mounted and has crossed the 350 figure mark. And when it comes to the agencies that have been involved in the disaster relief and management, they have been working on a war footing in all manner with facing the challenges right from bad weather to the threat of epidemics as well. Let's take a look at a ground report that has been filed with Deepak. He is also joining us live right now. Deepak, what has been your understanding in the last few days that you've been reporting? Because the operations that have been going on, but there are bigger challenges that are now standing in the way.
Yes, of course, the challenge has always been a race against time. After the debris, of course, was all over people's homes. In fact, the homes were under the debris. Initially, it was to construct a bridge. The army, of course, managed to do that in quite a short while. In about 30 to 35 hours, they managed to complete that Bailey Bridge, helping heavy equipment reach Mundukai, where, of course, even now, search operations continue. Right now, the aim, of course, is to try and find as many people because, over 200 people still missing. Over 330 people as of now have lost their lives, and this count could only go further considering the amount of people who are still missing at the relief camps. They're all hoping for one thing, that is they could get some clarity as to what has happened to their family member. Will they see them alive? At least will they be able to, conduct final rites? These are the kind of emotions that people are going through. It is, of course, a very, very, a sensitive time for these families who've been living around Churalmala, Mundukai, Attamala, Puddumala and surrounding areas. Many of them where they have issues as far as connectivity is concerned. They have been evacuated to relief camps, about 3 in Mepadi, 2 in Kalpetta, and if needed they are going to open more is what we've been told. There are volunteers who've come in from various parts of the country, from Bengaluru, from various parts of Kerala, from Mysuru. They've all come here. They're bringing in relief material. Everyone is, of course, trying to here stick together, provide as much support as they can to the survivors as well here. But it's a long way, of course. Their entire rehabilitation process is going to take some time. Construction of these houses, like Rahul Gandhi yesterday said that the Congress would work towards construction of 100 houses. But this is not going to happen in a day or two. And what is going to happen to their life in the next few months until they even get a house to live in, these are all big question marks that still remain.
Absolutely. And these are the uncertainties that the people have been faced following those deadly landslides, that the death toll unfortunately has gone up as well, crossing the 350 figure mark. We'll come back to you, Deepak, with those updates, as Deepak has also been getting a word when it comes to the Major General Matthews, who's the GOC Kerala, who spoke to us in detail about the army's efforts that have been built in. As you can see, temporary bridges that have also been built, the Bailey bridges, to allow heavy equipment to also join when it comes to the rescue efforts.
Ever since a couple of massive landslides struck Churalmala, Mundukai and surrounding areas, various teams, including that of the Indian Army, have been working tirelessly to rescue and search for as many people as they can. Joining me today is Major General Matthew. He's a commanding officer for Kerala and Karnataka. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to us today. If you could take us through how the last couple of days have been. And how difficult has the terrain been? How difficult has the rescue and search operation?
Since the 30th, when this tragic incident occurred, the Indian Army has been working tirelessly. We have mobilized on war footing from various places across South India, from Trivandrum, from Bangalore, from Kannur and Kozhikode, to move here by air and by road, so that we are effective here at the shortest possible time to assist in the rescue and relief operations.
Okay. Now, when we are, looking at today how the efforts are going on, when people look at it, it's been over 3 days now. It's about 3 days after the landslide. Is there any hope that people could still be found alive, or is it predominantly now a search operation that's going to go on?
We are hoping always that people are found alive, because we are still searching with the hope that there would be someone alive under the debris somewhere. So while our efforts are towards going to all areas and searching, our hope is somebody is alive. But as each day passes, the situation looks grimmer and grimmer for the people who are buried under this sand.
Well, as far as reactions that have been coming in, we'll get you more ground reports. But let's talk about another unfortunate incident that has been reported in the national capital, with multiple deaths that have been reported at the Delhi government-run shelter home